Hey guys, it's Snake Eyes here. I'm bringing you my settlement build for Forest Flats. I really ended up going all out on this one. I made an entire city and I really like it. It's basically, the challenge is basically to have a giant, or not really a giant, but just to have a treehouse. Something involved with trees and Earth Day. So I decided to really go all out on this one, make a treehouse city. I call it Slither City. Um, okay, I really wanted to capture the life and essence of rebuilding the Commonwealth and bringing life to the Commonwealth. So I created my own kind of story, bit of lore, if you will. And by the way, I forgot his name, but it was some guy in Discord. He did the alien UFO thing, and that really caught my attention. And I realized that Fallout is really just a bunch of lore, and that's why we play Fallout. I'm like, who doesn't like lore? That's why we play Bethesda games. Besides, I mean, Jesus, there are an enormous and egregious amount of bugs and glitches. But that's why we play it. We play it for the lore, play it for the fun, play it for the thrill of the game. So I decided to say, hey, we're just gonna make a bit of lore, a lot of lore actually. Well, it's somewhere on there. I decided to add a connection, some kind of connection to why there's life now in the Commonwealth, why there are trees, why are there a bustling amount of settlers and people trying to rebuild the Commonwealth and strive for a greater life. So with this settlement, I'm trying to show that even life can be in the darkest and ridiculous and dangerous places of life. And even in a world where everything is blown to smithereens and everything's gone, your whole life is gone. It's all gone. Everything is gone. But there's still life in the Commonwealth. And I feel like Bethesda didn't really do much to this. I mean, they kind of did, but it's I feel like it's a topic Bethesda didn't really touch on. And I may be wrong, but still, I feel like they didn't do that as much. So there's an abandoned building that I really like. Kind of glance over a little bit. Probably should have made a little bit more about it, but it's just too long of a video for it. But yeah, it ended up being like an hour long worth of footage, so try to short that down. This is a little. I made a boathouse type thing on a dock, and I wanted something in the background, so this is what I made. I didn't really decorate much of the inside. I just had some sleeping bags and some little bit of decorations from presets and stuff. I I uh, I spent a lot of time on this, so I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys like the lore I might have added. Whether you like it or not, it's just some kind of commentary on this video. Uh, I saw that Donald Strong did a really good job with his videos. So he did lore, like with the Red Rocket build that he did. He did lore, and he had some kind of I don't know what the word is, specifics on why it is the way it is. And I tried to make that in this. I'm kind of rooting for the guy. I'm kind of biased by the UFO guy still. He did, even though it's not like a very big build, I like the lore he implemented, and it was just amazing. It was just great. I mean, he added a lot of lore to it, and there was a reason for everything, so I started to recapture that. This is kind of like an alleyway of sorts. I wanted to bring a Diamond City-esque feel to it. I wanted to capture that kind of city vibe. I want to capture so many things. Like, okay, I'm still, but I'm an artist. I draw things. So I try to capture certain aspects of things, even in um, settlement building. That's why I started doing settlement building, because I saw that there was some kind of artistic aspect to it that you could really build with. And I hadn't experimented with Unity or anything, and I found Fallout 4 settlements to be very fun to work with. So that's why I decided to get into all this. And I just joined Discord like a month ago, I think. I joined right after the first or second contest ended. I don't know. I think it was the second contest ended. As soon as the second contest ended, I joined. And yeah, I really like what this Cordless is doing, and I'm glad he's doing it. So I hope you guys keep this up with the community. Keep this going. Yeah, I want to make it green. I want to make it really nice and scavenger-esque. Kind of like Diamond City, something like that, except more green, more luscious, a little bit more, what's the word, scavenger looking. That's what I wanted to do. So I ended up making all this, and it it looks amazing. I mean, the amount of detail I added to this is absolutely insane. I'm sorry it's such a long video, but I couldn't make it any shorter. It was originally an hour long, and as you can probably see by clicking on this video, it's like 25 minutes, I think. I think it's like 24 minutes and like something seconds. So it's like spot on right there. But I put a lot of effort into this. I have been having a lot of uh, situations in my life right now, so I didn't get as much as I wanted to do done. I didn't get put in as much detail as I wanted to, but I put in enough in to the point where I felt like it was okay to show you guys. So this is what I have, and um, I don't know. I'm just kind of speechless. Um, I wanted to make it look like they were trying to rebuild the Commonwealth. So, hold on, give me a second. Okay, the Crucifier is the ruler of this settlement. He is the raider boss. He separated from the raider gang on his own free will and became an outcast. But he wanted more. He always wanted more. He wanted to rule and control, kill on his own free will. In these godforsaken wastes, that was easy. He joined a settlement to rebuild the Commonwealth, as they always said. He didn't take that as an answer. He rose through the ranks, one by one, to rule over the land. And finally, he did. Once he became ruler, he found that the city was very, very overgrown. And he found out that the reason that was because there was actually an institute facility hidden, well, not really hidden, but it's in a cave. An institute facility in a cave. So when the settlers settled this, there was an institute cave. This might have been why they choose to settle in the first place. But as you can see in the video, there's grass and vines covering an abandoned building, and it's just everywhere. And the trees are massive. The trees are everywhere. Even in a nuclear apocalypse, the Institute is able to bring life back into the Commonwealth. And he realized that they, the Crucifier, the Raider, chose to try to take over the Institute, but he found out that the Brotherhood of Steel already did. So he decided to scavenge more parts and continue working on the Institute facility. And as soon as they unlocked the facility, they found super mutants. And the super mutants were caused the FEV virus, which was, I believe, would cause the super mutants. So the FEV virus, somehow the Institute were able to connect that with plants, and that's what made them so overgrown. And yeah, as soon as the Crucifier gained control over the city, he commanded them to raise the defenses and bring some kind of defense and security to the settlers in the city, in Slither City. So how he decided to do this was just make shack, uh, walls, fences, barbed wire, all the things he learned from being in the Raider gang. He carried the understanding of building a secure fortress from the Raiders, and he decided to use junk cars, junk walls, just all the Raider stuff, cars, barbed wire, and he he had a difficult time being leader. He was actually a really nice guy. He cared about the settlers. He was a raider that cared how settlers felt. That's a major reason why he left the raider gang. He saw how they were treating the settlers. He saw how cruel they were. But he still did have his psychotic tendencies. And that's probably why he fit into the raider gang so well. And he decided to set up spikes, poles, all these very, very, very Raider-like and esque um, spikes and poles. So he wanted to scare the settlers. He wanted to scare the living daylights out of them. He would resort to torture and killings and beheadings in public, might I add. And he just got out of control. So he placed so many spikes to the point where it became unbearable. And he realized this, and he kind of felt bad. He realized that he was still a raider. He was still what he was before when he tried to escape from. So he would resort to secluding himself inside of the Institute workshop, continuing work on the Institute FEV for the plants. And he didn't know how to do science. He just stayed in there and nobody bothered him. He wanted to be alone. But the city became desperate for a leader. And once they were finally able to get him out of the Institute cave, um, they brought him back and they told him that they needed him. And he realized that he wasn't just a raider. He was something else. He was a psychopath. He was a murderer. He beheaded people, put their heads on spikes and poles. He brutally murdered people in their very eyes, tortured them with a number and variety of weapons and tools and torture methods. He still did that. But he realized because of the settlers forcing him out of that cave, telling them that they needed him, it made him realize that he had a purpose, to help the city, to control. His drive for power led him to seclusion and psychopathic tendencies. And this is what drove him to go mad. He realized that once he gained control, he became mad. He was already a little bit of a psycho for joining the Raiders. He was able to completely get past the fact that he was killing and murdering and torturing people. But he knew enslaving settlers was wrong. He wanted them to act on their own free will, be able to do their own thing, do their own jobs, do their own lives. He wanted that for the settlers, but he also ruled with a kind of a dictatorship to the point where he knew the settlers were free, but he wanted control over them. It's not control like slavery to the point where it's slavery, but control to the point where he can control them. He wanted them. He wanted them to fear him. He wanted the settlers to fear him. So that's why he put all the spikes and poles up. That's why he joined the Raiders. That is why he took control of this settlement and rebuild it and help build it from the ground. When he joined, it was nothing but a couple shacks. It was nothing but some scrap from Diamond City that somebody hauled, and it was nothing but a caravan guards bringing supplies in. And he realized that. He realized that he helped rebuild all of this settlement to now its glory. It's a sign in the Commonwealth that there is life in even the darkest, most cruel people and places in the world. Okay, I know I got a little too much into lore, but I worked hard on the settlement. I hope you guys like it. And this is the treehouse guard area at the moment, and I surrounded the entire thing by fences and stuff, like with the crucifier, which he wanted to do. He wanted to fortify the defenses. He wanted to help rebuild and help this settlement flourish. And sorry for getting too much into lore, but really what inspired me to do this build. I I liked the theme. I liked the theme of um, kind of the earth and flora and kind of regrowth. Not that I used that mod, but regrowth of the Commonwealth. And there's a little guardpost area, so you can watch out with an umbrella. I don't know why you would need an umbrella, but it's there. Yeah. I don't know really what else to add. I mean, the settlement. I did a lot of editing on this. As I said before, it was like an hour long, and I made it 25 minutes. It's kind of insane. And I'm glad we're all able to join together as a community and be able to share what we build. I'm glad I recorded this and what's his name? Charlie. I'm glad they do this for the community. And I feel like the settlement building community is very small nowadays. I mean, given Fallout 4 is like what? 2016, 2015? A couple years old. Surprised people still play this game, honestly. I mean, it's ancient, kind of. There's other games out there you can play. Assassin's Creed Origins, not to mention like other games in the past. Like I'm on PC. So many games I haven't played, and people are still playing Fallout 4. It kind of amazes me what people still do. Same with Skyrim. People are still playing that to death, and it's really crazy what Bethesda can do. And I like that I like that people are able to join together like this and build stuff. And yeah, this is really cool. I tried to go for more of that later than where he's trying to be threatening. He's really murderous and cruel, but at the same time, he helped rebuild all of this, and that's my point of this build. I like that life growing in the darkness, and even the cruelest and darkest places, people, whatever. I said that a couple times. It's kind of stupid. I'm just rambling this whole video, because, yeah. What else am I gonna do? I mean, I could do like cool music, but you guys aren't gonna want to watch this silent video. I mean, you might want to. I don't know. You do you, but I'm just gonna ramble this whole time. I don't really care. If you made it this far, congratulations, because my other video, dude, I got like 40 views. Dude, I used the controller this time. I put effort into it this time, so that's kind of funny. Because I like put a lot of effort. I did a bunch of editing, fading. I I like I like doing this. It's very time consuming because I didn't have much time today, or at all, but over the week. But I'm glad I was able to put this all together in the end. I saw a lot of other people doing kind of small settlements, which was I actually liked the small settlements because they were very neat and organized. And I think it was AXU's build. I really liked the way she put that together. There were a lot of branches and leaves in the way, but I really liked how she put that together and how the bridges were and how the layout was in Longfellow's Island. And I haven't done a build there. I need to start doing more builds, but the amount of time they take with the size and scale that I do it on, it's absolutely insane. My sanctuary build is nowhere near done. I've spent days working on it, and I even drew some concept art for it, and it's just very time consuming. And I appreciate the effort that the community, like Coreless and Strong, and all these people go through to make like Vault VII. Like that's some great stuff. I'm glad we're all able to join together and do this, and I like it. So for here, I did something kind of funny. Um, as you can see, I did kind of a bloody uh, raider UI thing. I wanted to make it look like he was a raider. He was crazy. He had skulls and dead body hanging through the ceiling. But this part's funny. It's not the it's not the best. But I thought it was kind of funny. Or it just hits the legs. I just thought of that randomly while I was building it. I was just like, oh my god, that would be kind of funny if the fan just didn't work and you just sat there and you would turn the fan on and you're like, oh yeah, there's a dead body up there. Probably move that. No, she's gonna leave it there. She's gonna let it hit the ceiling fan. And this is the end, but I hope you guys like this build, and I'm glad the community can join together. Peace out.